Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. Today we are continuing with our Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter number 2 and verse number 7. And all glories to Sattila Ekadasi. I hope you are all having a wonderful, blissful Ekadasi today and also Makar Sankranti. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Maharaj, I'm going to share my screens, the verse. Coming up. Yeah. Yes, Maharaj.
No, Uddhava is responding. Uddhava uvacha Krishna dumani nimlochahe kirna swajagrarenaha kim nuna kusalam bruyam gata shishru priyeshwaham. Sri Uddhava said, "My dear Vidura, the sun of the world, Lord Krishna, has set, and our house has now been swallowed by the great snake of time. What can I say to you about our welfare?" Purport: the disappearance of Krishna's sun may be explained as follows. According to the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Vidura was struck with great sorrow when he got the hint of the annihilation of the great Yadu dynasty, as well as his own family, the Kuru dynasty. Uddhava could understand the grief of Vidura, and therefore he wanted first of all, to sympathize with him by saying that after the sunset, everything is in darkness. Since the entire world was merged in the darkness of grief, neither Vidura nor Uddhava nor anyone else could be happy. Uddhava was much aggrieved as Vidura, and there was nothing further to be said about their welfare. The comparison of Krishna to the sun is very appropriate. As soon as the sun sets, darkness automatically appears. But the darkness experienced by the common man does not affect the sun itself, either at the time of sunrise or of sunset. Lord Krishna's appearance and disappearance are exactly like that of the sun. He appears and disappears in innumerable universes. And as long as he is present in a particular universe, there is all transcendental light in that universe. But the universe from which he passes away is put into darkness. His pastimes, however, are everlasting. The Lord is always present in some universe, just as the sun is present in either the eastern or western hemisphere. The sun is always present either in India or in America, but when the sun is present in India, the American land is in darkness, and when the sun is present in America, the Indian hemisphere is in darkness. As the sun appears in the morning and gradually rises to the meridian, and again sets in one hemisphere while simultaneously rising in the other, so Lord Krishna's disappearance in one universe and the beginning of his different pastimes in another take place simultaneously. As soon as one pastime is finished here, it is manifested in another universe. And thus his Nitya Leela, or eternal pastimes, are going on without ending. As the sunrise takes place once in 24 hours, so may the pastimes of the Lord take place in the universe once in the daytime of Brahma, the account of which is given in the Bhagavad Gita as 4,300,000,000 solar years. But wherever the Lord is present, all his different pastimes are described, and the revealed scriptures take place at regular intervals. As the sun sets, the snakes become powerful, thieves are encouraged, ghosts become active. The lotus becomes disfigured, and the Chakravarti laments. And so the disappearance of Lord Krishna, the atheists feel enlivened, and the devotees become sorry. Om Gyan Timidandasya Gyanajana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Staptitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadammayam Dadati Swapadatikam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Satyade Satarine Vancha Kalpa Tarubhischa Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Titaram Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yeah, when Krishna is present in his transcendental form in a particular universe, then it is like the presence of the bright sun in midday. In other words, everything auspicious becomes manifest. Devotees become happy, the ghosts, the atheists, the low class, foolish, they all run and hide. But when Krishna leaves, because he gives such light and happiness to the devotees and to people in general, his leaving is very traumatic for devotees. It's like all of a sudden you you're a millionaire, and then all of a sudden you just realize you don't have any money. So it's almost like such a great change in the world, and how it affects people is quite heavily. And of course, irreligion takes the chance to race in. We have in the first canto, we read about how Maharaj Parikshit became king after the disappearance of Krishna. And then Kali made his appearance in the kingdom of Maharaj Parikshit. And because of his appearance, then irreligion started to come in. People knew nothing about irreligion till Krishna disappeared and Kali came in, and then that was the advent of the age of Kali, which we are now more than 5,000 years into. And so Prabhupada says the comparison of Krishna to the sun is very appropriate, because the analogy is light is compared to knowledge and darkness is compared to ignorance. So when Krishna is there, there's always transcendental knowledge, there is happiness, there is good fortune for everyone. Just like we read in the Srimad Bhagavatam. There's a nice verse. Turn to 10th canto, chapter 3, verse number 1. It's actually 5 verses in one, I believe. Yeah. The birth of Lord Krishna. So the first 5 verses, I think, are yeah. Yes, verses 1 through 5. Okay. So we'll read something. Thereafter, the auspicious time for the appearance of the Lord, the entire universe was surcharged with the quality of goodness, beauty, and peace. The constellation Rohini appeared, as did stars like Aswini. The sun, the moon, and other stars and planets were very peaceful. All directions appeared extremely pleasing, and the beautiful stars twinkled in the cloudless glass sky. Decorated with towns, villages, mines, and pasturing grounds, the earth seemed all auspicious. The rivers flowed with clear water, and the lakes and vast reservoirs full of lilies and lotus were extraordinarily beautiful. And the trees and green plants full of flowers and leaves, pleasing to the eye. Birds like cuckoos and swarms of bees began chanting the sweet voices for the sake of demigods. A pure breeze began to blow, pleasing the sense of touch and bearing the aroma of flowers. And when the Brahmins engaged in ritualistic ceremonies, ignited their fires according to Vedic principles, the fires burned steadily, undisturbed by the breeze. Thus, the birthless Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was about to appear to saints and Brahmins who always been disturbed by the demons, like Kamsa and his men, felt peace within the core of their heart, and the kettle gong drums simultaneously vibrated from the upper planetary system. So here you can see, just prior to the advent of the Lord, everything, the whole atmosphere becomes surcharged with peace, pleasing atmosphere, and everything becomes auspicious, and people become happy automatically. But when Krishna leaves, it is the feeling is that now everything is lost. Of course, Krishna never leaves, as it says here. He goes from one universe to the other, performing his same pastimes in different universes with a slightly different uh, uh, details in the pastimes. None of the pastimes are exactly the same. Pastimes are similar, but they have details, like different details in each of the universes. And the devotees feel a great loss. And that's true also when the pure devotee leaves the planet. The sun seems to have set also. And then irreligion takes its chance to rush in. As we mentioned earlier, Maharaj Parikshit became the king of the world just after the disappearance of Lord Krishna. And his kingdom was very, what we say, righteous, very, everyone followed Dharma. But then, because of the disappearance of the Lord, gradually the age of Kali started to make its appearance. And then illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, gambling became more or less now trying to infiltrate into the lives of the conditioned souls. We have to understand one thing, which is very important to understand. This material world is made in such a way that it just brings about difficulties and sufferings for everyone. And when irreligion is prominent, it takes a plunge towards the level of degradation, where in the name of happiness and sense gratification, people do all kinds of abominable activities, such that even, we have, I'll just mention one of them. I don't want to get into what's going on in the world today because you're all nice people out there and I don't want to make you unhappy. But one of the things is that there are restaurants, and they consider themselves high-class restaurants. So when a baby is aborted, they take that fetus and also they cook it and they sell it in the restaurants as a delicacy. So people eat human flesh in many restaurants, particularly in the country of France. It's like that. And of course, in other places also. So, so people are eating, aborted fetuses as a foodstuff that is considered to be very, what we say, rare and very sought after by people who are wealthy. So wealthy people are usually the most degraded. Why? Because they don't know what to do with their money. And what they do is they just keep looking for different ways to enjoy their senses. And they go to the most abominable forms of sense gratification. And then the whole atmosphere becomes polluted by that, and devotees become unhappy. devotees look for some refuge, and so they take shelter of the process of bhakti and somehow stay somewhat free from the influence of such degraded age. But Kali Yuga is now rushing in really fast, and everything is, what you say, very uncertain about how it'll plunge even worse. Don't never think that the material world is going to get any better, that the political situation will improve, that the economic situation will improve. Don't think like that. This is just some illusion, some dream, some propaganda put forth by the plan makers. Everything will go down, 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 and then people will become more and more sorry. Devotees will be struggling to avoid such contaminations and such difficulties, but they will always take shelter of Krishna by chanting his holy name and at least be protected to some degree. Prabhupada said, yeah, as things go down, Kali Yuga will continue to go down and there'll be disturbances. So he said, don't worry, take shelter of the holy name and Krishna will free you from these disturbances. But even there will be disturbances because we are affected by the atmosphere to some degree, depending how much we spend time in that atmosphere. And even if we don't spend time in the atmosphere, the plan makers have plans to make the world even worse, and therefore everyone has to suffer in some ways or another. But this is Kali Yuga. This is the worst of all ages. It's an age of hypocrisy, lying, cheating. Sinful activity is seen as enjoyment, and spirituality is seen as a sideline. If you have some time, you might take some time to look into it, but it's not considered to be important. If it can help you with your sense gratification, then spirituality has some value. Otherwise, well, we can't. It's just something that it doesn't really have any tangible uh, connection to our life in this material world. So that's the age of Kali. Everything is rationalized from the bottom up. If you if you if you have a big barrel of apples, the farther you go down the barrel, the more the apples are less juicy and ripe, and you get to the very bottom, most of it's just rotten apples. So we're in this rotten apple age. It's not apples, it's much worse than that. But anyway, then Krishna has left the planet. He left 5,000 years ago, but he did leave himself in the form of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and the worship of his transcendental form as the deity. So by taking advantage of that, at least the devotees can be protected, and they can also try to uplift some of the other souls who are somewhat victimized by Kali Yuga, who are suffering to somehow survive in this age of difficulty. And so that is our duty, of course. So yeah, so Krishna, in one sense, is never gone from the devotee, because the devotee keeps Krishna in his heart, in his mind, and in his activities throughout the day. So in that way, the Krishna sun still leaves light within the heart of the fledgling devotee. But here it mentions how when that initial departure of the Lord appears, then Kali Yuga races in with all its features of degradation. Here it says ghosts. What else? Of course, Prabhupada says in this age, there are so many inauspicious activities going on. He says you can't trust anybody in this age who's in a leadership position. They're always trying to exploit everyone. by using their position and power to gain more power for themselves and more facilities or for their so-called enjoyment. So people are victimized in this age, but that's just the age. So, but then again, the bright light of the holy name is still shining, and it'll become as bright as we want it to become as much we take shelter. Today is the Ekadasi. It's a day for more chanting. Most devotees who practice Krishna consciousness see it's an opportunity to chant more rounds, to do less activities in the material sense, or even in the spiritual sense, and focus on hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord. It's these Kadasi days are auspicious. Kadasi is considered to be, by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the mother of devotion. So it comes twice a month, and it allows us to focus more and more on the goal of life by purifying ourselves through the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Here we are in Mayapur Dham. Actually, there's only one activity in Mayapur. Mayapur means to chant. Prabhupada said, you come to Mayapur, you just chant all the time. That's all. That's it. That's the main activity, and that's practically the only activity. Sometimes we come to the holy place and we're trying to make it unholy by our activities. But here, just chant. That's all. So especially today is the opportunity because special mercy is given on this day for more and more chanting. Okay, so darkness can't touch those who will always stay in the light of the holy name of the Lord.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Such a wonderful class. Sorry, my voice is not clear today. Did devotees any questions or comments or realizations? You can please go ahead now. Please turn on your cameras if possible, wherever you are. Maharaj, this is a very important topic. Today we discussed Krishna. So even though Krishna left this planet 5,000 years ago, so until he comes back, but he came as Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. So until he comes back, there was such a irreligion in the planet, on the planet, Maharaj. Like before that, there was no irreligion.
Oh yeah, but there's anomalies and difficulties in every age, but this age is fraught with it. Kalir dosha nidhi rajan. Sukadev Goswami is talking to Maharaj Pariksit. Kalir dosha nidhi rajan. Ocean, dosha means false, and Kalo dosha nidhi means ocean. So this age is an ocean of faults.
Okay.
You get more on this age than any other age. There's strife on all levels: national level, international level, community level, social level, political level, um, individual level, family level. Strife, strife, strife. Everywhere. There's strife everywhere. If people get along for a while, then it always turns into something after some time. There's so many reasons to disagree with others, to fight, to put your own ideas forward in a way that you're oblivious to everybody else. Yeah, this is a difficult age. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy means the age of quarrel. Quarrel is there. And hypocrisy. Hypocrisy means an actual fool will be seen as a great person. He has no good qualities, yet because he has a position and some money, he's considered to be important, a great person. Money doesn't make a person great. Knowledge makes a person great. It says that a rich man may be honored in his own country, but a knowledgeable man will be honored all over the world. So, yeah. But nowadays, people who are wealthy are considered to be, worshipful. Because money is, in this age, is the focus. Sense gratification in the form of getting more and more. Get more money, but have more sense gratification. Become powerful. You can buy, if you have money, you can buy anything. You can buy people, you can buy political positions, you can buy anything. Of course, it doesn't mean you're going to be happy, but it's a leverage for doing whatever you want, no matter how corrupt it is. Money.
So only after the Kali Yuga started, the religion started, Maharaj. So before that, because Krishna was on the planet,
Well,
so
Krishna was only there for 125 years.
mm,
Read the Battle of Kurukshetra happened when Krishna was in the previous age. That happened when Krishna was there at the end of the Dwapara Yuga.
mm,
And people in the previous age, the age of, what is it, the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga,
Papa.
Dwapara Yuga. In Dwapara Yuga, people were proud.
Mm,
Pride was very much in the mode. People who were qualified and became proud of their qualifications.
okay.
It was the age of pride.
Yes, Maharaj, got it. Thank you so much. Sridevi Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji, we can hear you.
Okay. Please accept my humble obeisances, Guru Maharaj. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. As you were speaking about the darkness that comes when Krishna leaves and how irreligion rears its ugly head and all sorts of abominable things happen, I was thinking that even in spite of the fact that we have Krishna consciousness, we have the holy name, we have these beautiful temples, we have association of devotees, is it still that we will get affected by the forces of Kali Yuga?
Prabhupada talks about that directly. 1972, let's see, he was giving a lecture, I believe, I think it was Los Angeles, 1972. The lecture was first canto, third chapter, next text number 28. So you want to see if you can go to that verse, 1, 3, 28, 1972. I believe it's Los Angeles.
So you want me to go to the lecture, Guru
Yeah,
Maharaj?
we can read the text on the lecture. What Prabhupada said is really, really important. It's actually the fundamental principle of this whole class.
Good, Maharaj.
1, 3, 28.
So it's in Vedabas, Guru Maharaj?
Yeah, go to the database.
Okay.
You find it? I'm not sure if it's Los Angeles, but I know it's 1, 3, 28 and 1972. So just check that verse and see where it is.
Because I'm trying to get that. 1 second.
Not sure.
Los Angeles or Bogota?
Hmm?
Los Angeles or
1, 3 is 28.
yeah, I found it for Los Angeles.
No, it's in Los Angeles. Yeah, 1, 3, 28.
Oh,
Put it in the chat. Somebody put it on.
Let me see. Did you find the text?
somebody found it. Okay, 1 second, Maharaj.
Somebody here who found the text also. So this is a key verse. Etecham sam kalam pumsam Krishnas tu Bhagavan Swayam Indriya vakulam loke mirdayanti yuge yuge.
Yes, Maharaj. It's
It
on.
talks about the incarnations of the Lord and the supreme incarnation. Prabhupada's talking here. Let me see here if I can find. Prabhupada's talking really heavy. Really, really speaking strong. How Krishna killed so many demons who tried to imitate him. Here Prabhupada says, in Kali Yuga, the demons are so large in number that people are actually in harassment. Every year they are presenting taxation bill. And from the taxation comes, taxation will come from your pocket and my pocket. They will charge income tax and the storekeepers will increase the value of commodity. And it goes on, because the demons are levying taxes, it is not the scarcity of goods. There is sufficient commodity, but they made an economic plan. Just like in your code in the country, you don't produce more. Why? If you can produce, Krishna has given food. You simply have little work and produce your food. And Prabhupada goes on to say there's no scarcity. These demons have artificially created scarcity. And then he's speaking a little bit about 1942 and the war, becoming soldiers, how the government created a false. So Prabhupada said he just mentioning what the demons are doing. Then he says demons mean for their own satisfaction. They are prepared to do anything, just like Kamsa, the elder brother of Krishna's mother. As soon as he heard an omen from the sky, you rascal Kamsa, you are taking your brother and sister. And then he got scared. Oh, finish my sister. What nonsense are you doing? You're such a big king. And then, of course, so this is demoniac. He's talking. There's no danger from his sister, but he's afraid anyway. And he talks about the Pandavas, how they were exiled. And so you see Kamsa simply for the news that his son future. So then Prabhupada goes on. Demons mean godless. Demons means enemies of Indra. They want to disturb, just like we have to close this door because the demons will disturb. You see, so demons mean enemy of the demigods, enemy of the devotees. Demigods means, so he goes on to say, and he said, well, let me see. He said in Kamsa's time, just like in Russia, you cannot chant Hare Krishna, what to speak of chanting in the streets. You cannot even chant in private. That is their law. Here's the point. And so he's talking to the devotees. So in your country is still very nice because you're not shooting Krishna conscious people. We're not shooting Krishna conscious people yet. We're not shooting us. Demons are increasing, but don't be afraid. Krishna is there, just like Krishna's mother and father were so much harassed. I mean to say harassed by Kamsa. But in the end, Kamsa was killed by Krishna. So Prabhupada goes on, so we may be harassed for some time, but Krishna will say, this is Saranagati. Aisa Rakibi Krishna Vishvase Palam. The Saranagati means surrender, means that Krishna will save me. I will not do anything against devotional servant, even if there's torture. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, he was tortured by his father. Krishna's mother was tortured by his brother, not outside. So the demons are so rascal, they don't care for son, sister, mother. As soon as against my personal satisfaction, I must finish this. So, as Prahlad Maharaj was saved by Hiranyakashipu, as Prahlad Maharaj was saved by the Nrsimhadev from the hands of his father, Hiranyakashipu, Devaki was saved, Vasudeva was saved from the hands of Krishna. So then Prabhupada says, so you will also be saved because there is a promise in the Bhagavad Gita, Kontiyat pratijanihi name bhakti pranashyati. May it become a declaration throughout the world that my devotee will always be protected. No. And then he goes on to say, but those who are devotees engaged 24 hours, I give them special protections. So the demons are there, and they will always give trouble to the demigods or the devotees, but you don't stop your function, devotional service. Don't be afraid of the demons, Prabhupada said. So this Sankirtan movement, Hare Krishna, is about an incarnation of Krishna. Nama Rupa Avatar. Krishna can become incarnation as sort of sound of, in the form of sound also. Not only physical form there, everything is there, but especially in age. In this age, Krishna is incarnated in his name. The name is non-different from Krishna, so Nama Rupa Krishna Avatar. So Krishna is there already. The whole world is now demonic, anti-government, anti-God, anti-matter, and now anti-God. So the incarnation has already come. Those who will take shelter of this incarnation of Krishna's name, they will never be annihilated. Take it for granted, yes. Krishna's name is Krishna, no difference. Prabhupada's giving assurance, he can give you protection when you take shelter of his name. And he goes on to quote many verses. Don't think Krishna's name is less deficient than Krishna. No, it's Purna, perfect, similar as his name. Krishna is pure without an immaterial contamination. Nothing, no sin, sinful cannot affect him. And Prabhupada, he's just going on and on and on, saying that sinful activities cannot touch the devotee because they take shelter of Krishna's name. Prahlad Maharaj had to tolerate, but Krishna saved him. You can tolerate. Suppose if somebody comes to kill me, and you will see and laugh. What will you do? Why? This is sinful. So here Prahlad is saying, he's not protesting. Prahlad Maharaj is not protesting. Why are you killing my father? No, he's seeing. So he's going on like this. And then this is a really amazing class. Prabhupada is just giving everyone encouragement. The demons are increasing, but take shelter of the holy name. And then Prabhupada gives so many more examples, a long class. It goes on and on and on and on and on. So this is an interesting, take some time, read that section of the Prabhupada's class, 1-3-28. What was the date on that?
Love, 3rd October.
3rd October?
1972.
October 3, 1972, Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's a gem of a class.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so darkness is here, but the light of the sun is now present in the form of the holy name. But the thing is, we don't chant. We just do our 16 rounds, and we're so happy when we're done. We put the beads on the hook. We say, see you tomorrow. And then we go now, and then life begins. Prabhupada said, 16 rounds, and now I can do any damn thing I want. So we chant our round just to get it done. No, that's not the idea. The holy name is Krishna in sound, it's everything. Whatever you're looking for in Krishna consciousness can be found through the holy name. But we have no taste for the holy name, therefore we don't chant. You chant, you'll develop a taste. Chant. What does it take to get to devotees to understand how important this holy name is? It's actually everything. And Ekadasis are just ways to jumpstart our Krishna consciousness each time. We can chant more and more, put everything else aside, forget about everything for that day, and just chant, breathe, Take some time, read, chant, read. Go back and forth, take a little prasadam to keep going. Okay. You think, oh, I'm not getting anything done. You're getting a lot done. You're building your relationship with Krishna more and more. And you're putting a strong protective covering that's insulating you and isolating you from all of the what we say, the terrors that come by way of Kali Yuga. This age is really bad, and it's going to get worse. There's no question about it. It's already prophesized. So the light of the sun is there. The darkness is also increasing, but the bright light is never overshadowed by darkness. Depends where you want to be. If you stay inside the cave, then you can't see the light, bright light. And then you say there's no bright light, there's only darkness. Get out of the caves and get into the light of the sun of the holy name. It's Prabhupada, it's prophylactic, it's antiseptic. Prophylactic means protective, antiseptic means purifying. So many incidents have happened where devotees were in the most dangerous and difficult situations, but they took shelter of the holy name and everything changed. It was like the situation just completely reversed itself. Of course, we don't have to wait for these things to happen because this world is just like I was walking along the road. I was coming to my apartment yesterday, and there was a little mouse running along just in front of the stairway. And I was watching the mouse, and all of a sudden, a bird comes sweeping down and just picked up the mouse and flew away. And that was the end of the mouse. So the mouse is there. All of a sudden, he's having a good time trotting around, and pretty next minute, death comes. Krishna was just reminding me, yeah, this is the nature of this material world. Padam padam ya vi padam. So we're not fearful, but we're cautious. Devotees are cautious, but they're not fearful. So if you're not cautious, then you could be careless. And if you're careless, you can also find yourself in very difficult situations. So the formula is to chant nice rounds. That way you can stay fixed all day in your Krishna consciousness and try to remember Krishna throughout the day. And if you have activities in devotional service, they focus on those activities. You're in the spiritual energy. You're not part of this material world anymore. You may not understand it that way, but it's a fact. The material energy can't touch you when you're engaged in devotional service.
Yes.
And the most recommended thing is to chant Hare Krishna. And that doesn't take much. You don't need any money to chant Hare Krishna. You don't need any permission to chant Hare Krishna. You don't need any certificate on the wall saying I'm qualified to chant. Just chant. But don't stop. If there's no taste in the chanting, don't worry about it. I mean, when I got up this morning, I was chanting. I started chanting at 3:00 this morning. And there was no taste when I started. I was just still waking up. But it doesn't mean I stopped. I just kept chanting. And later on, the taste started to manifest. So yeah, it comes if we give it a chance. If we think, oh, as soon as I begin chanting, there's no taste, therefore I should stop because I'm not getting any satisfaction from chanting. No, just keep chanting. because Krishna sees, oh, they're trying to worship me by chanting the holy name. So he becomes pleased. And even if there is no apparent reciprocation, he's there with the devotee, at least giving the devotee protection, and also guiding devotee on how they can use their time in devotional service. Krishna is present in his name.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for reminding all of us. Thank you. Sakshi Mataji, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to you. So thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for today's lecture. And the points which you have mentioned right now about the chanting is really very helping. And it again reminded us that chanting is both purifying as well as it provides protection. So thank you very much. So I have two questions. One is related to chanting. So when I chant and when I don't feel taste, when I don't feel good, I start to plan like maybe if I do this, I'll get better taste, or maybe I do this. This way I can improve. So that planning and everything starts to go on. So what to do?
Krishna doesn't care about your
That's
plan.
my first question.
Stop planning and start praying. Yeah, just pray. Pray to Krishna. I'm chanting your name, but I'm not feeling anything. Please give me your mercy. I'm suffering in this material world. Pick me up. Ayinanda tanuja kinkaram patitamam vishame bhavam buddho kripaya tapapana pankaja stita tuli sadrisham vichintayam. Yeah, it is almost natural and logical to think, I'm not getting a taste, maybe I should try it in a different way. But taste is not up to you. That comes from Krishna. The closer you get to the fire, the warmer you feel. So, yeah, you can plan forever, but that doesn't mean anything's going to change. Well, you might think you also should plan ahead of time to give you the ideal atmosphere so you can chant without distraction. Like, just recently, I was getting up like really early and then taking bath, and then I use myself as an example. I was getting up, taking bath, getting ready, then waking up my deities, doing a few things. And then after about an hour and a half after getting up, I'm ready to chant. And when I'm ready, after an hour and a half, I'm actually tired. And all I want to do is sit down. And when I try to chant, I don't have enough energy. So I decided, what am I going to do? If I keep in this pattern, it's not going to change. So I decided, all right, when I get up, I'm just going to chant. And I did. And I found it's much nicer. So I chant for a while, maybe an hour, hour and a half. Then I take a bath. And then I found it easier for me to approach the holy name, both before I took shower and after. Both were better because I got energized by the holy name as soon as I woke up. And that's what I needed, not to wait an hour and a half later after I did all of these personal bodily responsibilities. So that worked for me. I'm not saying that's the formula, but it worked for me. I had to adjust. So, and now I feel more enthusiastic about chanting because I find it's becoming more easier to chant and more nicer to chant at 3 o'clock in the morning instead of waiting till 4:30 and then start chanting. So that's my experience. So what I did is I adjusted. But then I was praying to Krishna to help me, and then he gave me that idea. So it wasn't like I was replanning, I was praying. And then the idea came.
Yes, Maharaj.
So if you pray, Krishna will give you the ideas. Or he'll make things happen easier than if you try to do it on your own.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. That is really very helpful. Thank you so much.
Try it. First thing you wake up, sip a little bit of water and start chanting. You'll find it's so quiet that time. The ghosts are finishing their activities, so they're not around. And the devotees nobody's up in the morning at 3 o'clock yet. So it's the perfect time, 2:30, 3 o'clock. If you sleep up until sunrise or just before sunrise, you can guarantee you're gonna have some crazy dreams. The ghosts work just before sunrise. And there's a lot of negative energy around that time. It's not a time for sleeping, it's a time for being awake and chanting. So the energies of the day, if we learn how to deal with, work with the energies of the day, we can maximize the quality of our devotional activities. When it comes to spiritual practice, earlier, you get up at 6 o'clock, you might consider, the whole day is wasted. It is. If I get up at 6 o'clock, I think, oh my God, what's going to happen today or what's not going to happen? And so Krishna consciousness means the early morning hours are conducive to spiritual life. From 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, these are the best times for chanting. Don't staying up late at night. What do you stay up late for? For what? There's nothing to do. Just to argue with the relatives. That's all you do. Just go to bed. Go to bed at 8, 8:30. Get up at 2, 2:30. Unless you have some program in the evening, some devotional programs, take rest early.
Yes, Maharaj.
Otherwise, you just waste those hours staying up late, then you wind up getting up late.
Yes. Dakshi
Thank you
Mataji,
so much.
you have another question?
I'll ask that question later, Mataji. I'll process this one. This is very helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amritaram Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, this question I'm asking because many of the people has re-questioned me this while I'm preaching. So we call this world as Dukhalayam, as it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. And again, in 2.14, it is said that the happiness and distress, they goes and come like summers and winters. So there was a question with me that if it is going like summers and winters, then why do we stress more of this world as dukhalayam? It is equal on both the ends. Then why do we call this dukhalayam only?
Yeah,
Does they say that, don't we think it is a negative way to
you have to
see it?
understand what the word happiness means in that verse. Martas parsas tu kuntraya sitnosna sukadukada agapaino nityas tam statiksva bharata. The non-permanent periods of happiness and distress are like the appearance and disappearance of the winter and summer season. They rise from sense perception. That's the, and one should tolerate them without being disturbed. So from the spiritual point of view, material happiness is another form of distress. Yeah. Because it takes you away from the real happiness, which is our connection with Krishna. And so that verse is just illustrating the dualities of the material world, that one should not become disturbed by the dualities. It doesn't say, you shouldn't be disturbed by distress and you should be okay with happiness. No, it says happiness and distress, you have to tolerate them.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. That has really helped me. Thank you. Also, Guru Maharaj, today is the Ruhan's birthday, so he want to have a small conversation with you.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today is my birthday, so I want to ask for blessings from you so that I can improve in my bhakti, chanting more rounds and sadhanas and all. So I ask for your blessings.
Okay, I pray to Srila Prabhupada to recognize Ruhan, who lives in Mumbai, to give him all of the enthusiasm and the mercy he needs so he can chant nicely and read and ask questions like he always does about important philosophical teachings. So I'll pray for you for Srila Prabhupada's mercy. And if you get Srila Prabhupada's mercy, you get Krishna's mercy.
Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, I want to share with you that I recently bought 5 members in my family.
You bought what?
You've got, you've not bought, you've got.
Yeah, 5 members I bought. Namely 4 fishes and a snail in my house.
You bought 4 fishes and a snake.
Snail.
Snail, okay.
Every day I sit in front of them and chant my rounds. And
Give them each
few
a
days
name.
before,
Give them names.
yeah. The names are Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrugna for 4 fishes.
What about Matsya?
Uh,
The snail?
I already have a name for this name. It's actually Dhirubhai Ambani.
Dhirubhai Ambani.
It's actually a name of a rich person in India because he has unlimited food in the aquarium and is extremely slow.
Good. You keep going the way you're going, and then Mr. Ambani will become faster. Okay. Okay. I hope he's listening to.
Okay.
Thank you.
You
Have a
wanted
nice
to share
birthday.
this with you, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you. Have
Nobody
a nice
like,
birthday, Rohan.
yeah. Okay, happy birthday, and Prabhupada, I'll pray to Prabhupada to give you all of your wishes.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Maharaj, we have a question on chat by Rasavilasni Mataji. She is asking, Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, when the Lord left this planet, did the suffering of the Yadu dynasty begin afterward, or did the Lord foresee their destruction and therefore decided it was time to depart?
No,
As we know,
no, Krishna made plans to leave, and he was worried that if he left the Yadu dynasty there, and then all of the solutions that he made while he was there would again start to reappear, all the problems. Because many of them were proud because they were members of Krishna's family. So he saw that they would also be the burden on the earth. And so he arranged through a curse for them to fight with each other and then destroy each other, and so they could return to their position, either in the spiritual world or in the heavenly planets. Some of them were demigods, some of them were his personal associates.
okay.
That was Krishna's arrangement. He allowed it to happen.
So she has a continuation with the question. As we know, the Lord manifests and becomes unmanifest only by his own will. As we see in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord's birth and activities are divine, and behind them there is always some purpose or reason. Similarly, when a person turns towards material life, does the Lord's mercy withdraw, or does increasing material involvement make the mercy seem to fade? How should we understand this?
What was repeat the final part, the two questions at the end.
So she's asking, when a person turns towards material life, does the Lord's mercy withdraw, or does increasing material involvement make the mercy seem to fade?
Yeah, that's simultaneously. The Lord is not going to give you some mercy which will increase your material attachments. There are people who pray to God for better material arrangements. And sometimes he gives. But usually the second part is more closer to the answer. That as soon as we go into material activities, then the material activities cause that mercy to be withdrawn.
Mm.
Krishna wants you to come back to him. He doesn't want you to be successful in this world. Why would he give you something that is not good for you? But sometimes people who are persistent, who want material benefits, he may give them that, but they don't get Krishna. All they get is some material benefit, which Krishna says is temporary and eventually leads to more suffering anyway. Krishna works on an individual level, seeing what's best for the devotee. But those who worship, who want material benefits from Krishna are actually worshiping the demigods, because Krishna doesn't give material benefits. They're actually putting themselves under the devas.
Yes, Maharaj. Okay. Thank you, Maharaj. Devotees, any more questions or comments?
Well, time is going fast, isn't it?
Yeah, we are past 11 minutes after the hour. So can we chant for a little bit, Guru Maharaj, if there are no more questions?
I was waiting for that one. Thank you.
We want to take advantage of your divine association, Guru Maharaj, so that we can chant along with you on this Ekadasi day.
So I'll be chanting for the next 12 hours, so not written. But it'll be a little longer than what we normally
Yes,
do.
Maharaj. Yes, sure.
Okay, everyone sit up straight if you're in a chair with your back straight.
Maharaj,
If you're sitting on a cushion on the floor, also keep the back straight. Most important is keep the back straight.
Maharaj, is it okay if I quickly announce tomorrow's class?
Yeah, this is with Charlotte.
Yeah, with Bhakti Sangha devotees, and the verse number is 8th canto, 19th chapter, verses 11 to 12, 11 and 12. 8, 19, 11 and 12. And the time is 20 minutes later to our regular time. I'll post the link in the WhatsApp group, devotees. Thank you so much. We'll all chant together now. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna You get to see those two. Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare 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 Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. 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 Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Bol. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Pomegranate too. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Gauranga 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Oh Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare. Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna